Hey, and welcome to the show. This is Financial Confidence on WYTV7 Community Broadcasters Network, where we're helping you to make your money, keep your money, and grow your money so you can do those things that you are called to do. Go get your pen and your paper, guys. We're having a courageous conversation today. It's about preparation. Thank you for preparing because you're here today. You're listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share, do all that stuff you know to do. Also, it's about implementation. So the information you get today, go out there, put it to practice because it does you absolutely no good to sit here, get all the goodies, get these nuggets, and not do anything with the information. With that being said, guys, we have a great special guest in the podcasting studio today. But before we get to her, guys, our guiding principle for the show is Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Yes, we also, guys, we want you to make sure that you are doing things decently and in order, that you are prioritizing, that you are being intentional in this process. Yeah, it's a tough time right now. Everyone's feeling the pinch when it comes to our finances, but this is important work. It is very important for you, for your family to get these things right in your finances so we can do what we're called to do, and that's to build generational wealth. So as we get into this conversation today, guys, we're going to be dealing with several different things. We're going to be dealing with businesses. We're going to be dealing with accounting, all about your money. So let's get to it. Welcome to the show, Miss Danielle Roberts. Danielle is of the Roberts Consulting Firm out of Cary, North Carolina. Danielle, how are you?
I am doing good. Excited that you guys allow me to be on your broadcast, but I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. So as we're getting ready to jump into this, just tell us a little bit about you. What do you want our audience to know?
Yes, well, I am based here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm from South Carolina, and our company here, the Roberts Consulting Firm, serves in South Carolina and North Carolina. I am, definitely a woman of God, a woman of faith, and God has allowed me to start the Roberts Consulting Firm. It started back in 2010 as the Roberts Bookkeeping and Tax, where it was just like a tax service, and then it expanded in 2020. When we pivoted during the pandemic to expand our services, and then we became the Roberts Consulting Firm.
Awesome, awesome. So a girl after my own heart, also being from South Carolina, so I know you good people, right? with that being said, so let's talk a little bit more. Let's go a little bit deeper. Go back to little Danielle, if you will. What was your first job and what did you do with that first paycheck?
Yeah, so I received my first job at the age of 16 at Dairy Queen. My first paycheck, I bought my first cell phone. My mother, she wasn't buying any cell phones, definitely a mother of 7 kids. So with my first paycheck, I was able to purchase my first cell phone, which at that time, I believe it was one of those Nokia phones, if you guys remember the block phones, and it was like a gray Nokia phone.
All right. Well, who did you call? Did your friends have a phone too? Who did you call?
Some of my friends did have a phone. I had a small amount of friends, actually. I would call my friend Crystal, but I had a boyfriend at that time. So I would talk to my little boyfriend, in high school. So the guy I was dating at that time, that's how I would talk to him as well.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So as you're thinking about that, and you mentioned that you were one of 7 children, that your mom wasn't buying that cell phone. So what were some of those money lessons that she instilled in you that are helpful for you even today?
Definitely knowing how to manage your own, taking care of your own responsibilities. Even when it came down to sometimes getting back and forth to work, it was my responsibility to make sure I got there, make sure I got back. It made me it created me to be responsible now, being that as an adult, you don't have that parent that you can lean on. Now you're taking care of everything yourself. So it helped me to actually manage my bills, take care of my household, keep a job, So it helped me to build that stability, and understanding that you have responsibilities that you have to take care of, and you have to prioritize what's most important, not living above your means, but just understanding, your responsibilities as an adult. Honestly, it just groomed me into that. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Those are very important lessons that we learn from our parents that teach us how to, whether they're good or bad, right?
Yeah.
How to
Yeah.
respond, handle, deal with the behaviors that we have that are related to money. So with that being said, several of our listeners are on what we call this entrepreneurship hustle mentality, right? Want to start their own businesses. And at the Roberts Consulting, you are a business consultant, yes?
Yes.
So
yes, I am.
In that role, how do you help people then as a business consultant?
Well, we primarily assist new startup businesses. Of course, we assist existing businesses, but we do like to help new entrepreneurs that are aspiring to be an entrepreneur, birth their idea, bring that idea to life. We help them with the strategic planning piece, legal formation, pretty much giving them that point A to C, concept of what you should do, taking it one step at a time. That way you're not so overwhelmed, but you have someone to consult you, to coach you through that process, step by step, that's familiar with the process, that's done it, in multiple facets. So we help entrepreneurs bring that new business idea to life. We can be kind of like a business incubator where we incubate that conception, right? And we help you birth that out. It's just like conceiving a child. So, yes.
So in thinking about that, then, if you're helping the new entrepreneur, because oftentimes you don't know what you don't know, right?
That's right.
So how do you help that new entrepreneur, that person with this new idea, birth that? What does that look like?
Well, definitely. So we know that business owners that have not been in business before, this is all new, this is a new arena for them. We know that they will be more of a novice business owner. So we would actually, create this plan for them, depending on, what they tell us, what their needs are and what their budget is, of course, because it takes money to start a business. And as you know, as they say, it takes money to make money, but we will create a plan, a starter plan for them, in the formation, the structure. We normally will give them like a business plan template. It's not always required, or should I say, we don't require them to do a 15-page business plan. It could be a 1-page to 2-page business plan, something to give them a blueprint, something to get them started. We encourage them to do some type of business plan structure. Then we ask them to do an operational budget. Give them a budget template, and to begin to think about what that starter cost will look like. I'm a very visual person, so I always like to have them put it on paper so they can visualize how much money you might need. You might need $500 to get started. You may need $5,000, but you won't know until you start actually writing those things down. So it will be more of that business plan template, the operational budget, and then, actually getting it started, the legal formation piece of it, which is, maybe forming an LLC, do your EIN, then your EIN, open your business banking account, and then maybe start your marketing, like create your website, logo, things like that. So, it's a little different for some, but that's more of the basic steps to starting your business.
Okay, so when you're thinking about that process, and thank you for sharing out the steps that you're going through, but when you're thinking through that process with a new entrepreneur, you mentioned the word, the budget. Do they find challenges in identifying that budget? And have you been able to connect that to them also having challenges in their personal finance structure around a budget? Or what does that look like?
Yes, most definitely do have trouble formalizing that budget because it's a new arena, as I stated. But I always tell them, don't worry about where you're at, focus on where you're going. So when they begin to formalize that budget, they can just use it as, hypothetically, I have 5,000 in the bank or I have 10,000 in the bank, and this is what I want to do in a year's time. So we do it more in a short-term planning. And then we tie it into, of course, what you have to invest, because the personal finances are going to play a big role unless you have a business loan already, you have a business grant, or you have investors. So every situation, okay, of course, is going to be different. So we cater it to their situation. So we do ask, how much do you have in your personal finances? What is your situation? Are you going to stay on the 9 to 5 and then open your business? So we definitely do factor in the personal finances.
So as you're working through that, then what would you say are the top challenges that our audience could learn from as you are working with that new entrepreneur?
Definitely, weigh out the risk. We say count up the cost. Starting a business is definitely a big risk that you take, because it's it's an added expense, to be honest. It definitely depends on, it's not a one size fit all. So it definitely depends on what business you're starting. So, we just say count up the cost. Honestly, being a full-time entrepreneur now, I put in more time than I did in a 9 to 5 job. So just understand that to whom much is given, much is required. When you want to be your own boss and you want to start your company, there are pains to it. But you can do anything you put your mind to. But just go in it with a plan, because there's a quote that says, if you plan to fail, you fail to plan. So just have some type of plan, some type of blueprint that you can work towards. And don't look at the whole staircase. Look at it as one step at a time. Just because you see the whole staircase, that doesn't mean you take the whole staircase. You take it one step at a time. So I think it's just about mindset too. I coach a lot about mastering your mindset.
So you brought up a very important point that I want to come back to, and let's talk about that a little bit more. You said that there are pains in becoming that entrepreneur, because out here in the internet streets, we get a lot of the glitz and the glamour, right? Around having your own business and making it and do it. But nobody's out here talking about the extra hours you got to put in, the cost to be the boss, if you will, right? So what are some of those pains, right, that you've recognized in helping other businesses as they grow?
I mean, definitely the pains are, you are marketing your business, you're trying to attract clients. Clients don't come automatically, right? So the marketing piece is definitely a pain point when you're trying to attract clients in multiple ways, right? You could social media, word of mouth, referrals, promotions. So there's different ways you're trying to attract clients, and it's a pain point because sometimes you have to spend money into marketing and you may not even have the money. So the pain point is access to capital, not having the dollars to even work your business, which we call it working capital, right? So now you have the pains of attracting clients. You have the pains of not having money to pay for marketing, hire employees. That's another pain point, a pain point of having capacity, having workers to work the business. So it's, pain points of resources, not knowing who to network with. There's multiple pain points when it comes to an entrepreneur, spreading yourself so thin. You want to delegate, but you don't have the money to necessarily delegate. I mean, it can be very, very dreadful. It can be very discouraging, but you have to just keep going, moving in faith. But those are the bulk of the pain points I could think of at this moment.
Awesome. So attracting the clients, right? Because just because you put it out there on social media doesn't mean if you build it, they will come. That's what they told us, right? But they don't come running and showing up like you think they initially would. So in attracting clients, then, what are some of the recommendations that your business does as far as consulting and you pick an industry. I mean, there's so many different industries. Just give us an example of someone that you've supported. What do you recommend for them around attracting those clients so that they can now have the resources to do, right, all of those different things that they want to do, hire, so on and so forth?
Well, what we do primarily right now that we've seen to be effective is to leverage your resources. Definitely when it comes to, you know, larger entities that you could potentially partner with. So depending again on what that industry is, you may want to partner with a larger entity. I did a business coaching with a young lady that she sells a product. So for her, we actually leverage, you know, the retail stores, getting her products on the shelves. No longer having to be the direct seller where you go to the pop-up shops, which those are still good. But I told her to expand, you know, extend her reach to getting into beauty supply stores. We got it into on the Walmart shelf. So just reaching larger markets to get her product out there. So just leveraging resources that are already developed, but just sell through them. So no longer being the direct seller, but you know, selling through third parties. When it comes to say trucking companies, I would say, you know, start bidding, get into bids. You don't have to be the prime applicant. Maybe you can subcontract, you know, ask, you know, that prime applicant, hey, can I subcontract for you? So just leveraging resources such as partnerships or other entities that are doing what you're doing, and they can also, you know, maybe pay you as an affiliate or pay you a portion of that contract. Just like I said, it just depends on the industry. So that's what we see so far when it comes to small business owners.
Awesome. And I love that the information that you share can be applicable across a variety of different industries, helping them to not say, hey, you got to do all the selling yourself. There are others out there that have mastered this. Go ahead and get on their shelves as well. Awesome. Awesome. So as you're thinking about what it is that you do, what is one thing that you would like to share as you're thinking about your ideal client? Right? What do you want to share as we're looking at them moving to their next level, you helping them to achieve their goals and their dreams?
I definitely recommend this to every business owner, myself included. Get a mentor. It could be a mentor or a business coach, either or, right? If it requires you paying them, that's fine, but just vet them out. Get you a mentor or a business coach, because I said this is an analogy I came up with, is have them lend their ear. That means to lend their expertise, you know, lend their accountability, and lend their results, their ear, expertise, accountability, and results. You need someone that already has skin in the game that can help you to avoid pitfalls that they overcame, so that you don't have to go through that. So a mentor or a business coach can coach you through or walk you through the business process, especially someone that's in the industry that you're in. They can, you know, help you get a leg up, so to speak. But what I learned is that it has to be a right fit. It has to be a right match. So even myself, I interview different business coaches and mentors, just interviewing them. And some will, from out of their passion, they will lend these services for free. And that's more so a mentor. A business coach is going to 9 out of 10, they're going to charge you. Accountability is going to come in when you have someone to keep you accountable, hold you accountable, to check in on you, to make sure you're doing what you said that you're going to do. Because oftentimes as a business owner, we get so inundated with the logistical parts of the business that we forget to even check in on ourselves. So you don't want to burn yourself out. You need that accountability. You need that business coach. And then you want someone with results. You don't want someone to say, oh yeah, I'm in this industry, but they don't have any results. They don't have any, thing to show for it. So you want to make sure that someone can get you to your results and they have, that track record. So we have a lot of people saying they're coaches. We have a lot of people charging for these services, but are they really a business coach? Ask them, ask them for their resume, ask them for their portfolio, because just because someone says something, it doesn't mean they're actually doing it. So I say results, that someone can actually show you what they've actually done, instead of just telling you. I'm in the season where I'm like, show me,
Okay.
So yeah, show me.
Right,
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. I love that, guys. So making sure, and I love that what you shared applies both personally and in the business. You can have a mentor for your personal side. You can have a mentor for your business side. You can have all of these different things in place. So just real quick, I do want to give y'all one resource. If you don't have the funds right now, you just starting out, an entrepreneur, you're new, go to score.org. SCORE has mentors that are available to you that can support you. If you're not good with your finances, select that financial professional. At least you know that they are an expert, that they have the receipts, right, to back it up as they're moving forward, as you're talking about these things, as you're growing, as you're expanding your business, and making sure that you start learning those things that you don't know. Like we said earlier, you don't know what you don't know, but it's time to find out. So you got to put in the work, and you got to do what you need to do, get the hours behind you. Like she said, check in with yourself and see, hey, wait a minute, I'm lacking in this area. What is it that I need to do? How do I build it up? How do I close the gap, bridge the gap? As who can help me do that quickly, right? Bridge that gap more quickly. Awesome. So Danielle, thinking about everything that we've shared today, I definitely want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for your expertise as we've gone through the different conversations around business consulting. The other side we didn't really tap into is you guys also provide accounting services. So how do you support business owners from that perspective?
Well, definitely, again, it depends on what the client needs and is. With our accounting services, we are a tax office. So we do your business taxes, escort return, partnership return. We do Schedule C on the 1040s for sole proprietors. We do sell use tax. We can help you do that monthly. We also do payroll taxes. We do payroll taxes quarterly for W-2 workers. We also manage your bookkeeping in QuickBooks. So we are an accountant for QuickBooks. So we can actually help you to keep your books in order. And we do monthly or quarterly bookkeeping depending on the business needs. So that is a service we offer at very low cost as well.
Great. And I know we haven't talked about nonprofits a lot, but are you working with the nonprofits? Well, is that a large portion of your support services, or?
Yes, it most definitely is. It's actually one of my niche. I love to work with nonprofits from start to finish. With the nonprofits, we help you to formalize the nonprofit, of course, with your filings, 501c3, articles of incorporation. But we also help you build your board structure, board of governance, succession planning, bylaws, the minutes. Nonprofit training, we have a resource for that to train your board members how to set committees, how to hire within the nonprofit. So we do a full scope of nonprofit consulting as well. We also help you with the charity solicitation license, your actual nonprofit filings, whether it's a postcard, if you're under 50,000, or if you do a 990. We do the full scope and the budget planning as well, and now also grant writing. So we help you get access to dollars as well.
Awesome. So you guys do it all, right? It's a one-stop shop, right?
One-stop shop. Yes, right.
Okay, awesome. So Danielle, share with everyone where they can find you so that those who want to contact you will have the opportunity to do so.
Well, I definitely say you can definitely give us a call. We do have a customer service hotline. It is 980-213-8644. If not, you can definitely reach us on all of social media outlets. We're on IG, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn. It's at The Roberts, so THE Roberts with an S consulting firm. That is our name on all of those outlets. Our website is therobertsconsultingfirm.com as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Danielle. It has been a pleasure to have you today to share. And guys, if this information has been invaluable for you, make sure you reach out to Danielle so that you can get your money right in your business, make your money, keep your money, and grow your money. That's what we're called to do. If it has been invaluable for you, head on over to WYTV7 as well, WYTV7.org. Leave a donation so we can continue to do what we're called to do. That's to educate, empower, and encourage you along the way. Thank you so much for tuning in to Financial Confidence. I'm Lynn Demmons. That's Demmons, no demons here. We'll see you next time. All right, guys. Until then, you stay safe.